All right, y'all, let's cue the music. What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to your favorite WMMA show. Hashtag CB99 Talks. Back for round 207. What's going on, y'all? We back in the building. Feels like it's been a minute. I always say that because it has been, right? It's been like a week. It's been like a week. I know I usually go live to do like a fight companion or something like that, but I was busy this week, man. So it's just been one of them weeks. Been one of them weeks, y'all. But what's up? Got Easy E in the building. Appreciate you for coming through as always. But yeah, I got a few things to talk about, man. I know we got some controversy in one of these fights. And I got to know your thoughts too, man. Like some of y'all's take. Like, do y'all see the controversy? Do y'all see the robbery? Am I missing something? I mean, to me, it didn't seem like a robbery. Y'all know what fight I'm talking about. I don't even have to say it yet. You should know, right? But yeah, we back. We back. A couple of things I want to talk about. PFL had a couple of flyweight fights. One rematch we didn't really ask for. It turned out to be all right though. It was a good fight. I was kind of happy for Velasquez. For kind of redeeming herself. She kind of redeemed herself in that one. I mean, I was always a fan of Velasquez. Juliana Velasquez, but she kind of been slipping. You know, I think some things just weren't changing in her game, and she's been kind of suffering for it. Kind of like, I guess I'll say to a certain extent, kind of like Jessica Andrade. We got a lot of things similar here. Jessica Andrade. She's been one not to evolve. Velasquez hasn't, and in my opinion, Kareem Silva. You know, I'll go ahead and say it. I think Kareem did enough to win the fight, but she's kind of one that's not really evolving. She's getting a warning. She's getting a warning how it could go. Liz Carmouche though, man, she's the only one on here. She's the only one here I've seen some evolution in. So yeah, what's up, wildest moments? To be said, for me, Barbosa won. Okay. I'm surprised though. I'm surprised you thought Barbosa won. I thought, looking at control time and numbers, you would have picked Barbosa because I thought you would have picked Kareem Silva, being a numbers guy because that's kind of how I saw it. Like I saw them numbers, just as far as like action. And then when I actually seen the stats shown with her number of strikes, I was like, okay, yeah, they might give this fight to Kareem Silva here. Because there was a couple of things that she was doing to steal the round. So yeah. But I'm gonna come back to that, man. I'll come back to that. Yeah, I was looking at the PFL card. I had some time to watch it, and yeah, the fights were good. The fights were good. You know, um, Good on Juliana Velasquez, man. Good on Juliana Velasquez. She finally got a victory over somebody that beat her. Um, Things were just going kind of bad for her for a minute. Soon as ever since she stepped into the cage with Liz Carmouche, it's been bad. And I mean, they just kept matching her up to Liz Carmouche. I mean, 3 losses in a row, all to the same person. I mean, how does that feel though, man? Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, like, that's gotta be a thing that just kind of bring you down, man. You just lose to the same person 3 times in a row. And from there, I was like, oh man, I think Velasquez kind of fell off, man. But she's kind of bounced back. She's kind of bounced back. I mean, maybe it's the haircut. I don't know. Maybe it is the haircut. What y'all think? Katarina, man. Katarina, she came in hot for a minute, getting that submission win, but she's kind of fell. She's kind of going cold. Let me see who beat Katarina first. Oh yeah, Jenna Bishop finished her. Yeah, Juliana Bishop finished. Jenna Bishop. Jenna Bishop finished Katarina, and then she loses this fight. So yeah, she's lost 2 in a row now. So I gotta kind of pump the brakes on Ekaterina because yeah, she was kind of struggling in this fight. I mean, she had some moments, but I think Velasquez was kind of just going back to what she used to do and started picking Ekaterina apart. Just sticking that jab in her face and circling, using her footwork and her takedown defense. I mean, Velasquez, her takedown defense has never really been like this present thing, for a striker. You know what I mean? That's been her downfall. Like as a striker, a full-time striker and that never really grapples, kind of like Marina Rodriguez. She's always been one to just, you know, pick her moments, counter, and move. So I thought, you know, her takedown defense would have been through the roof in the past, but um, this was like the first time I've really seen her show takedown defense. I mean, sprawling and, you know, just denying all of Ekaterina's moments. Katerina, like she's explosive. Like I like Shakalova's right hand. Like she knows how to step in and throw in combinations and just explode. Because she was landing her right hand in this fight, but overall, like trying to stand on the feet for long periods just wasn't working because Velasquez just, like I said, went back to her old self and was like picking her apart. You know, left hands down the pipe, step in with those right hands, using whatever she wanted. But it was that flying knee that kind of showed me, okay, Velasquez is getting a little comfortable. You know, she jumped up, like I think it was at the end of the second round and just popped this girl in the face and was just having fun in there. So maybe it was a mindset. Maybe it was a mindset that she's been in. And maybe it's something that's been bugging her. I know it's been a while, like she had lost her sibling. That was like when she was still in the Bellator organization. But, you know, since then, you know, she had been just kind of in a funk throughout her fights. But this one here, man, you know, she almost looked like her old self. I still can't say, but, you know, good win. You know, it's a good win for her. You know, again, the striking and the footwork were a big thing, and takedown defense. Wildest moments, I like Juliana too, but she never wowed me, and Liz was her downfall after she took her. Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe the child she has now, maybe the child she has is her new motivation. But yeah, whatever it is, you know, she needs to stick on it. Yeah, maybe it's the child. Like it's definitely not the haircut though. Definitely not the haircut. Liz straight up humble Velasquez. She was never the same after that Liz fight. No, she wasn't. I personally thought Denise Kielholtz handed her first L. I mean, if y'all remember that fight, I thought Denise Kielholtz beat her. Yeah, I thought she did. I thought Denise Kielholtz handed her first loss. But I mean, you can't deny Liz Carmouche's. You can't deny Liz Carmouche's performance. I mean, she stopped her what 2 times, 2 out of those 3 finishes. So yeah, yeah, I think Velasquez, you know, she just got a good confidence builder win, and you know, still hard to say where she stands, but you know, I'm just glad to see that, you know, she's not going out like that, like she's not completely done. But maybe that fight will save her for another tournament. Maybe her and Tyler Santos could fight. Who knows? Like there was a point where I wanted to see that fight until, you know, that second Liz Carmouche beat down. But still, yeah, I want to see her. I just want to see her, you know, find some type of success, you know. But that that lack of improvements, it can hurt you, man. It can hurt you. I've been seeing it all this weekend. Like if you don't go in there and strive to make some changes in camp, get some new people in there, kind of fight your size or fight how your frame is built, it can be a downfall big time. It can be a downfall big time. I mean, easy, you know what I'm talking about. Like if you're not using your size or if you're not using your strength, like your speed or your length, I mean, why be in there, right? And Velasquez is finally kind of realizing that, hey, I'm Dakota size. You know what I mean? Like I'm like the same length as Dakota, and I can probably generate some power too and keep people on the end of this long jab, right? So all I need is takedown defense. So finally, you know, we seeing a little something. But yeah, that was a good fight, y'all. If y'all missed that one, yeah, check that one out. But this one here, Easy said he missed this fight. He said he wished he had saw it, right? Hold on. I'm just flipping through something here. Yeah. And I have to go ahead and put this up there. Yeah, Liz Carmouche, man. Liz Carmouche is putting in some work, man. Like, I don't know if you heard my video talking about it, but man, Liz be reminding me of like B-Hop. For the boxing fans, I know Easy's a boxing fan, so he know what I'm talking about. Liz remind me of B Hop, 42 years old and still kicking. And the way she be fighting, man, because she fights at a rhythm. Like the thing is, Liz Carmouche, she don't dominate a fight all the time. Like she won't go in there and just dominate and or show, she won't show everything to you. You know, she's not gonna show everything. Like she's not gonna just say, oh yeah, I got this. I'm gonna go in there and dominate. You know, I'm gonna go in there and show you everything, you know, hold your whole hand out. Like Liz might make you feel like you winning. You know, she was kind of taking her time in there. And Jenna Bishop won the first 2 rounds. Like I said, I think Jenna Bishop won the first 2 rounds, but it was almost like Liz was just giving her a little false confidence. Like, oh yeah, you got me there. You got me down. You outlanded me. But I kept looking at her facial expression too in this fight. Like she looked confident, like not cocky, but just confident. And she was just waiting for that moment. And then Jenna Bishop, you know, she was really pushing herself in the first 2 rounds. Like she was just going too hard, in my opinion. I know she wanted to choke out Liz Carmouche because of the history they have. I don't know if y'all saw that little story on the PFL like mini documentary or whatever. It was on IG. And Jenna Bishop, apparently they had some beef or something. I don't know. Like they were supposed to roll together. They were supposed to roll together or something like that. And I think it came toward the end of the session or something like that. And you know, Liz Carmouche was saying Jenna was either in her feelings, and she winds up submitting Jenna Bishop, and I guess in front of her husband, in front of everybody or something like that. She winds up choking her out. I can't remember how long ago it was, but yeah, that's the military hook. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I have to go back and look. Y'all can look at it on IG. I was in and out on it, but y'all can listen to it. But she was just saying some things like, I guess she felt like she was better at her, whatever it was. Like Jenna Bishop's got the skills on the ground, but Liz Carmouche was just saying that her ground game is just as polished. But that's not what got her to win, man. That's not what got her to win. She got this knockout. That's what it all came down to, was the knockout. But Liz was hanging. Liz was hanging. Like she almost got armbarred in the second round, but Liz was safe. You know, she was pulling off some little veteran scrambles and little reversals here and there. But when she gave Jenna that false confidence, she went into the third round and said, all right, let me go ahead and end this fight. So boom, that was a good left hand. That was a big left hand. So yeah, go back and watch that one if you missed it. Said if anyone knows anything about Liz, it's about her being a slow starter. Yeah. Bishop. Yeah, Bishop is a veteran and she should have known better. Yeah, and she was trying to split her wig for real. She should have known better, but I kept thinking, like, I know Bishop is probably going to start fast. She does that in every fight, even the Dakota fight. And it's not a gas tank thing. I think she just feels like she has the better jiu-jitsu, and the minute she breaks you down or breaks your will, she's going to get you to the mat and, you know, just submit you, which, you know, she had some moments. Like she did have some moments in the second round, but she exerted a lot of energy, man. Like she exerted a lot of energy to get the fight, you know, in the close quarters in the first round and the second round. But by the third round, you know, she was pushing. You know, she was pushing, like pushing the right hand, pushing forward, and hands falling down. And I think Liz Carmouche is like, all right, let me line this perfect shot up. And boom, that's what it was. So yeah, shout out to Liz Carmouche. 41 years old, man, and still doing it. I can't say anything bad about a fight. I can't go in here and say, oh yeah, Liz need to retire. She need to hang it up because she's getting old. No, you can't say anything like that about her. Like there hasn't been any slowdown in her career. She's fighting like somebody who is experienced. And yeah, like you see the age as far as maturity, right? Like I see the age in her. Oh yeah, as far as maturity and experience, like she definitely fighting like somebody who knows how to pace herself, and I have no problem with that. Like I think there's gonna be rounds to lose, just because, you know, you just might kind of play with your opponent, or just find out when you're ready to pounce on them. And that's another thing, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these other older fighters, they just keep coming in here going through the motions, and they become punching bags because they're not figuring out their own body. Like, Liz knows her body, man. Like, Liz knows how hard she can go, and how hard she can go and how hard not to go. Like, you can see that. Like, Liz might come in there, say, all right, today I know what this person brings, but let me make sure I'm good so I don't pull something or tear something. Just them little things like that. So yeah, it's fun to watch. It is fun to watch, to see somebody, take it there, even if it is like not. That's what I'm saying. It don't always have to be the UFC. Even on this level, if you're still winning, that's a it's an accomplishment, right? It's still a big notch on your belt. Liz don't have to. Liz don't have no quit in her. She's armed forces. She's built to last. To build to last. Yeah, yeah. She's still doing it. And yeah, to be said, Val might be schooling girls by the time she hit 42. Yeah, that's true, man. Like, it's because of the mind state, man. Like, they still hungry. That's why I call it hungry or full, man. Because some fighters, they're kind of getting full, in my opinion. Like, when they reach a certain level or they start losing, it's like them stomachs get full and they can't really figure out what it is that they need to be eating on anymore. Like, they can't really find that hunger. But like, Valentina, she's still hungry. Like, Valentina ain't comfortable. Like, every time they talk to Valentina, it's like another big fight. It's almost like her first championship fight again. That's why when somebody underestimates her, instead of doing the homework, they wind up getting beat because they not understanding, like, Valentina is still hungry. Like, she's not comfortable. Like, she still wants to keep winning. And every time she goes in there, she treats her title defense like they're the best in the world. And that's what makes her better in every fight. That's what makes her hungry in every fight. Um, some of the other fighters, like I said, when you look at a Velasquez or even like an Andrade, who I was going to talk about, they kind of reach their level because I think they either get too comfortable doing what they do, knocking people out. They fall in love with knocking people out, or they just fall in love with the one dimension, the stand up, and they never progress. So once they start to lose because their stand up ain't working or because they can't knock somebody out, they think that, oh man, well, my day is done. Instead of evolving, they don't go back to the drum board and figure out, okay, what it is, what it is. What is it that I need to work on, right? What is it that I need to do to really grow? And I think Liz continues to do that because every fight she does something different. It might not be crowd pleasing, but she's always throwing out new things in there, or just maybe showing us something that she's just never done before, So I still see the hunger in her. Like, that hunger that Liz Carmouche possesses is definitely gonna take her into this next fight, and that's what's gonna make this next fight exciting, man. Like, Liz called for it. Liz called for it. Liz called for this Dakota fight, and that's something I want to see. I know she said something about the bantamweight division there. They might try to build up or something, but you can put that on hold right now. No, I don't want to see any 135 or fight at PFL. Nah, we all know what fight we want. We want this Liz versus Dakota fight. It's the only fight that makes sense, right? It's the only fight that makes sense right now, and Liz wants it. I don't know. The other time I was live, somebody said that somebody was avoiding this fight. They didn't say who, but they said either Liz or Dakota was avoiding this fight. I don't think anybody's avoiding this fight. You know? Um, Let me see. I was reading a comment today, and I put him on because he's always in here, but it's all respect. Robot Chicken, because he put his comment there. He asked me, do I think they're protecting Dakota from Liz? But my thing is, no. Like, as far as the history goes, there hasn't been any moments for them to really meet up as of lately because of the tournament, right? number one, Liz lost to Tyler Santos in that last fight or that last tournament, which led to Tyler versus Dakota, right? So that really wasn't a situation of anybody avoiding anybody, right? Because the PFL, the way their model is set up, no, I can't say that. Let me not even go ahead and say that because as I was running through my head first. The way they're set up is set up by tournament first. That's what I mean. Like it's set up by a tournament. Now, how they match people up though, I don't know. Robot might be onto something now that I think about it because Robot Chicken, you might be onto something now. Because remember, like I said before, they might not make fights too often in the off season, but remember how they match people up because remember Tyler, they could have because Tyler Santos, they were matching her up with all the winners, remember? Everybody that won. But remember Dakota Ditchell, she was matched up with everybody that was losing in the tournament. So it's a high possibility because I was still thinking more like a UFC type of matchmaking thing. But even then, if you look at how they do the tournament, they still kind of match people up how they want to do. That's why you have so many like unnecessary rematches when you look at these tournaments. Sometimes people fight 2 or 3 times. Because let me see, Dakota at that one point, I can't remember that last tournament, but this one, the previous one with Tyler Santos, I remember Tyler had to fight Jenna and had to fight Liz, and Dakota got to fight Jenna. Yeah, Tyler fought Liz, who had won, and Dakota fought Jenna, who was coming off a loss. And before that, she had fought Chelsea Hackett, right? She had to fight Chelsea Hackett. So yeah, she was getting matched up with the people who had lost in the tournament, right? They were doing it. You know, the PFL was doing it. I'm not saying Dakota was. It's not like Dakota was avoiding it, but it was just the matchmaking. Matchmakers, they were they were always putting Dakota in there with the ones that lost in the tournament, and Tyler was fighting all the winners. So yeah, Tyler did have to fight. She did have to fight some hard fights. You know, she's the one that beat Liz, so that's the one fight that kind of stopped it from happening. You know, so I mean, yeah, at that point, you could kind of question it. Yeah, because yeah, I talked about that before, but you know, just the way everything's been looking now, seeing as how Dakota has pretty much cleaned up her side of, if you want to call it, side of the street, or everybody she's supposed to face, and you know, Liz is back in the mix. It looks like it's more doable now. Like nobody wants to avoid it, the other. So I think that Dakota wants it and Liz wants it, right? Easy said, does a business decision count as ducking? Easy said they kept Dakota away from the strongest Bellator fighters first. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see that. I do see that. Yeah. They did. Like they kept her in there with, you know, more of the stand-up fighters. Let me see. She fought Valentina Scazzisi in that PFL 4 tournament, which is like 2 years ago. And then she fought, you know, Lisa Malden to kick off that regular season. Then in PFL 4, she fights Chelsea Hackett. Like I said, and Chelsea Hackett had just lost herself to Jenna Bishop by first round armbar. So then they put her in there with Dakota. She gets finished in the first round again, right? Where I think that's the one where, hold on. Yeah, that's the same tournament. Yeah, that's this one. Because Tyler beats Jenna Bishop, and then Jenna Bishop goes on to fight Dakota, right? And Liz and Tyler, they wind up fighting because Liz beats Kana Watanabe. So yeah, I'm just looking at the bracket now. So yeah, that's what it was. So yeah, it was all about their matchmaking, their decision. So business decision as far as like saving, you know, their model fighter or, you know, their biggest fighter. It's possible, right? We've seen it in the past. I mean, I've heard boxing managers say that they've avoided giving their fighter the biggest challenges because they said they. Yeah, I've heard that before. I've brought it up many times. Like I've heard it from several teams where this was like some boxers from the 80s and 90s too. I've heard managers say that, oh yeah, tried to give our fighter the best financial situations, not the biggest challenges, but the best financial situations. Whatever worked better for business, not about the challenge. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's highly possible. It's not ducking on the fighter's part. It's more about the companies doing it. The UFC doesn't do it, but other companies might do it, especially if you don't have like a whole roster of flyweights. Like, Valentina, we all know she's fighting everybody, right? We know Valentina's fighting everybody. It's all of the contenders, Valentina's knocked back down, right? They don't have any room to say, okay, well, let's give her this unranked fighter for now. Let's give her a Casey O'Neill or something like that. And then people be like, what? No. There's a revolving door for contenders there. But here, since there's nothing really like fleshed out like a ranking, just a tournament, they can go around it sometimes. They can go around it. And that's why I say, like, Dakota right now is fun to watch, but to me, she's still more of a fun, entertaining fighter, like not purely the best based off of challenges. And I don't think people can argue with me on that, right? I mean, can you argue with me on that? Like, two beasts, what do you think, Easy? Like, has she done enough to just say she's the best in the world that competes with Valentina? Like, I still think it comes down to resume. Like, somebody previously trying to argue me with that. Like, I didn't really go at it with him. It was just somebody in the comment section, just disagreeing with the video I made. But still, I just think that it comes down to protecting your product and, whatever's working for them, let's do that. So if that's what it is, that's what we just kind of have to label a fighter as right now. Potential superstar, or is a superstar, might even make more money than Valentina, or even might be more popular than Valentina in certain situations. But better, I don't know. That's just how it's. I won't even say how I see it, but that's just how the fans see it. But they just don't realize it themselves. But yeah, this Liz fight and Dakota fight, it's all that matters right now. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters right now. This is the one to make. I think this one here will cap Liz's career off nicely. Number one, Liz could retire off of this fight. I don't think she will, but she could really retire off of this fight, just to cap it off and say, yep, I won the belt and I beat your best fighter here. And she could go down with some pretty good names on the resume, all the way from like the first WMMA fight, one of the first WMMA fights, fighting the best fighter there, coming up short or losing to Ronda Rousey. She got a Ronda Rousey on her resume, Valentina Shevchenko to a Dakota, just a whole era. She's got a couple of eras on her resume. So it would be a big legacy fight for her at that. Not legacy as far as just like big, like, oh, she fighting Amanda Nunes or something, but just something for her own legacy to stand on as being in that argument is on people's top 10 WMMA fighters of all time. I think people can make that argument if they want. All right. They could say, oh man, Liz, she came up short against Valentina, but she dominated Bellator, cleaned up PFL, fell short here and there. She's just kind of like a throwback fighter to me. Throwback fighter that don't turn down a challenge, but every now and then she'll win or lose. So yeah. Dakota, this is the only fight for her. This is the only other fight for her outside of the UFC. So I think she knows that too. That's why the Samiko Inaba fight, she made sure she was to re-sign. So she can get as much money out of this fight as possible. Like, what do y'all think in the comment section, Easy and 2Beast? Like, do y'all think she'll make more money off of this Liz fight than some of the current fighters in the UFC make off of their fights? Or do you even think that this Liz fight will be something that the UFC will have a hard time matching? Like, do you think Dana White will want to match whatever Dakota makes off of this Liz fight? Or do you think he'll think it's too much? Like, that's the question, because I think, yeah, Liz making money off of this fight here is going to be her biggest fight. Yeah, absolutely, without question. Exactly. Yeah, so I said, like, the check she makes off of this fight, here is going to be like, whoa. None of the top 5 girls in the UFC are going to match this one here. I don't think so. You know how we always talk about the top 5 is better than her as far as skills and experience? Well, as far as bills, dollar bills, $100 bills, $50 bills, whatever, she's got that on lock. So highest paid WMMA fighters are outside of the UFC. Crazy, right? Well, before we talk about it, let me just look at y'all's comments here. I'm going to go back up here because we're talking about the whole, avoiding business move versus ducking, right? Easy said, I actually wanted her to fight Tyler. She was the biggest test. It don't look good, but it evens out to me. Okay. That don't matter to me, though, based on what Dakota did to Tyler. Yeah. And, yeah, that's why Tank got tired of Floyd, right? Just getting put in there with the, the cherries. Tank wanted those belts, but I don't think he will be unified, unfortunately. No, I don't think he will be unified now because the direction he's been going now and what he's got going on now as far as these charges and stuff, I don't know, man. Like, I haven't really been keeping up with Tank's whole drama thing like that. Like, I know, Easy, you've been seeing it, right? Like, the boxing world's kind of in shambles. Like, I do want to go back and talk some boxing on my other channel, which I will, but it's going to be more about fights and maybe breaking down fights, maybe old fights and potential fights, but I just can't do videos on the whole drama, man. Like, that's not me. Like, I can't do videos on, oh, Tank said this, that, and all this girly drama. Like, if I go back and talk about Tank, it's going to be about who I think he could beat or who I think he should have fought, something like that. To be said, is PFL really operating profitably, though, without all the money they offer in Dakota? I don't know. That's why I don't know. Like, as a whole, like, I don't think they're really working with that profit market like the UFC. It's more about like keeping that one particular fighter. To me, the way they throwing money around to one particular fighter, that's how it seems to me. Like, I don't really think they are, but who knows? You said until she faced that death row now. That death row of top 5 at the UFC, I can't say for sure how great she is. Right. That's all I'm saying. When it comes down to greatness, like, we got to see the greatness tested. We got to see the skills tested. Easy said, people basing that on her win against Tyler, to be honest, I think she should at least be tested by a top 5 fighter in the UFC. All right. Liz should have beat Ronda, but oh well, yeah. Zingano should have beat Ronda too. Hey, oh man, like, I remember that night exactly, man. Like, I knew Ronda was probably going to win that fight, but it was how Kat Zingano gave up her chance of beating Ronda. What did she do? She threw that flying knee, right? She threw that flying knee, got rolled, and boom, she was gone. That was, oh man. I actually thought Kat was going to be like a challenge too. That's the thing. I thought Kat was going to be some type of challenge. To be said, comment, does a stoppage win over Liz rank higher than Val's second fight against Liz in the UFC? Ooh, man. I think it becomes pretty close. I think a stoppage win over Liz, I mean, if she completely like beats Liz down too, like, I mean, breaks her down, that will put some weight on it. That'll put some weight over Valentina's, because that Valentina Liz rematch, I knew Valentina would probably win that fight, but it was the fashion and how it got done. Like, it was just a 5-round decision of just somebody technically better and somebody really over respected in that fight. That was just not one of Liz's best performances. I don't think she deserved to be cut off of it, but I think Dakota beating Liz now with that stacked resume and everything Liz has been showing, like I said, age don't matter. I think Dakota's probably will rank a little bit higher. Yeah, I'm gonna say Dakota's rank a little bit higher, 2Bs. UFC ain't paying Dakota what PFL pay her, in my opinion, especially with the new Paramount. Oh no, oh no, that $1 billion Paramount deal. Oh no, nope. I think Dakota should take the Liz fight for pride. Dana will throw money at her to put her in the mix right away, like he did with Brock Lesnar's sister. I mean, Kayla. Oh boy, he said like, oh yeah, for sure. The same way, Kayla got a top. What was Ronda Rousey at the time? Top six, not Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, top 7 or 8, right? Something like that. She got Holly Holm as soon as she came over. I mean, that wasn't really like saying she was getting a big challenge, but it was a name, right, to get her closer to the belt, which only took 2 fights to get there, right? So I think the same model will be set out for Dakota. She'll probably get somebody in the top 5, maybe a Grasso or a Rose, and then maybe, like Natalia or Manon, if Manon doesn't move up or something like that. And then they'll set that up. Aaron, maybe two to a title shot. That's probably all it'll take, depending on how she handles Liz. Tank need to stop putting his hands on women. Oh wow, but they lie on him too. Yeah, that's the thing. You do it 1 or 2 times, and that's gonna be your MO. Okay, you said final. You say she will stop Liz if she can't take her down. Liz is gonna give up a lot of height too. Liz might get cooked on the feet. Yeah, she might, because Liz has the MMA striking down, like as far as her clubbing shots, but that's because she doesn't really have to worry about what's coming back at her, right? I'm gonna talk about it in a video. We're gonna break it down, but that's the thing that Liz will probably get ate up on. Like, her body is wide open, so I can see her stomach being exposed to punches and chest getting hit with big front kicks. Girls she fought in the past, like Kana Watanabe, they just didn't have hands like that. Kana ain't got hands whatsoever, or defense. Jenna can throw, but again, Liz, her basic MMA striking is better than Jenna, so Jenna's not really posing that type of threat on the feet. She's jiu-jitsu, right? Who else? Tyler don't got hands like that. Nobody. Dakota's huge and she's got power, and that's another thing. Liz hasn't faced his power, so stoppage win on Dakota's side is very, very likely, right? I have to kind of break down what Liz does, but I ain't gonna talk about that right now. Hey, I'm grading those hands, man. Hey, we're gonna grade some hands over here. I know my man BJ, he don't like when I grade the hands on Jillian Robertson or Casey O'Neill, but we grading hands, because moving on, I was grading hands in this fight. Okay. I was grading some hands in this fight. And hands, if I had to give Karine Silva a score on hands in this fight, I'm gonna give her a D. I'm gonna give her a D minus. Now, her hands on her back look fine, but I'm not giving her any look. I won't say it was like a F, because she did land some shots. F, that's harsh. D is being real. I gave Karine Silva a D when it came to like her IQ at this point, because how long has she been in the UFC now? And how long has she had to really develop her hands against some of these girls that she's fighting? And how long has she been watching now to know what the top 15 offers? Coming off a loss to Viviane Araújo should have taught her something. Coming off that loss should have taught her a little something, about how to close distance, how to work a jab, all right, how to use them calf kicks, counter Deani Barbosa's right hand. Like, Deani Barbosa is surpassing Karine Silva when it comes to hands. Now, Deani Barbosa didn't have the best game plan. She had it going for her in the first round. It was working right, but in the second, third round, they both kind of faltered, man. Like, they were just scrapping. Neither one of them had like a game plan to take over, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really gonna be hard to say Karine makes it higher than top 7 when she's not really setting up a style to dominate anymore. Like, Karine Silva got to come, and this ain't the first time, right? That's why I call it hungry or full, because sometimes when fighters, they submit, when they get quick submissions, they start to get full. They start to get satisfied. They start getting to that point where it's like, you know what? I don't need anything else. I'm good. But now she stepped in this fight with Deani Barbosa, who got better striking, grappling that can, hang with her and contest her a little bit. Now she kind of falling behind, right? Now, again, granted, after the Deani Barbosa won the first round, when it got into the second, it was when Barbosa started giving up range and went to the ground with Karine Silva. That's where Karine Silva came on stronger and got some submission attempts, a little bit of ground control time. And I already broke it down why I thought she won the fight, but I'm grading some hands right here. I'm grading some overall IQ, man, because that's Karine Silva's problem right now, is she's still trying to break that quick finish that she's known for. She's still trying to break that quick finish that she's known for, and it's not going into her favor. Jacqueline Amaram, she got introduced to it real quick. Jacqueline Amaram, she was finishing everybody in LFA. So when she met my girl Sam Hughes, she got taken into deep waters. She learned a lesson, and now she working her hands. Now she getting a little bit better. So you can either learn from it or you fall off from it. I hope Karine Silva don't fall from this, but she got to get hungry again, man. Like, she thinking that everybody's going to be there to submit, or everybody just wants to see her try to submit. I mean, yeah, like, we want to see you tap some people, but where's the game plan? Like, where's the breaking of the will? Like, go in there and break this girl down, break her will. Like, use your hands for a little bit. Shoot. Fatima Klein is surpassing her with the hands, man. I'm grading hands today. Fatima Klein's hands right now for an unranked fighter, I'm going to give her, as far as what she's shown on her level, I'm going to give Fatima Klein, I give Fatima Klein a B- right now. That's how high I am on Fatima Klein's fundamentals and IQ for where she's at right now. All right. Like, I think Klein is much more comfortable on the feet than a Tatiana Suarez right now, and that's saying a lot, because she's learning those basics and she's getting comfortable on the feet right now. So I know, look, Tatiana was a full-time wrestler and that's what got her there. But to me, I just think that Fatima Klein is showing so much more. So yeah, Fatima Klein's hands, I'll give a B- right now for where she's at. Because I wouldn't feel comfortable saying she's a C+. Maybe like B- or C+. B- or C+. Yeah, maybe B- or C+. C+, nah, because everything is working too. You know what I mean? Like, every girl she's been fighting, even when she fought Jasmine, like, she was cracking Jasmine. Even when she fought at 125 in her debut. But that last fight, the way she said, yeah, it's B-. I'm giving that girl a B- right now. She ain't even ranked with her hands. So yeah, Klein is good. Klein is good to go. She's taking it there. But Kareem Silva, them hands, man. Overall, I think her average is a C minus, or last night's Monday's night performance was D. It was a D, because things she was getting hit with, she should be used to right now. Like, she should see all that coming, and she should have been connected. That last fight against Arujo should have taught her something. So, yeah, I just see Silva kind of getting too complacent, man. Like, even after the fight, she was like, I thought people wanted to see her get the submission. That should have got her the win. Okay, yeah, like, I thought she won, but if you think Barbosa got round 1 and 3, if Barbosa got her hands raised based off of 1 and 3, I would have been like, okay, yep, she won. I didn't see anybody getting robbed in this fight, though. Like, I didn't see anybody getting robbed. Barbosa, if she got her hands raised after bagging round 3, maybe I'll watch it. Like I said, I'll probably watch it again for a third time, but it wasn't anything impressive on either side to me. It wasn't anything impressive off either side to make me say, oh, they both bagged it. So round 3 was the deciding factor, and neither one of them locked in what they needed to do to convince the judges. That's how I saw it. Like, I don't think either fighter locked in what needed to be done, and that was get the finish or completely just dominate, top control for 4-minute control time, 3-minute ground and pound, complete striking shutout by Barbosa wasn't there. Like, that was Barbosa's problem. Like, after she won that first round clearly, she got comfortable. I mean, can y'all argue that? Like, Robot, after if you watch the fight, 2Bs, like, you think Barbosa won, right? I know you said you think Barbosa won, but after round 1, didn't it look like Barbosa abandoned her game plan? Because she was winning easily on the feet. So why not stick to that game plan? Why did she just not stick to that? When she started grappling, you gave your opponent too much of a chance. You gave her too much of a chance. Like, think about it. Like, yeah, Barbosa, if you think she won, cool, but I just didn't see her do what she was doing in the first round, in the second and third. Like, she started fighting in the clinch, and she had better footwork. She had better footwork and a better jab. So it's on the judges. They do mess up. The judges mess up. They do. But this one here, Barbosa, she gave up her chance. That's why I get so sick of fighters, man, when they got that jab going and she had a good jab in this fight. She could have beat Kareem Silva off the jab alone. But what did she do? She said, oh, no, I want to grapple with this girl. She like, oh, no, I'm going to grapple. We're going to stay right in here. I'm going to grapple with you. Almost get submitted in the second round. Takes Kareem Silva down in the third round. And doesn't necessarily dominate. Gets on top, but gets clocked a few times by Kareem Silva off of her back. I will give Kareem Silva that. Like, her activity off of her back is okay. Like, she does land some shots like Juliana Pena, so that counts. That counts in my opinion. So those little things like that, Barbosa kind of gave up her opportunity. She gave it up. Robot said she beat Kareem with a jab in the first round. Right. She did. 2B says she didn't get close to getting submitted in the second round. It was like 2 submission attempts, right? Was it 1 or 2? Didn't she get put in a triangle? She got put in a compromised position, but I have to look. But what I saw was somebody get locked in a triangle and lose some time. And after maybe like that first 30 seconds or first minute, there was too much ground time where Barbosa was giving up. To said, no, she just got a head kick caught in the second. She got taken down twice. No. The first takedown off of the ankle, because I broke the video down. Go listen to the video. She caught the ankle. I'm gonna break this down. You might have missed this, 2B. She caught the ankle. She caught the ankle off the high kick. She took Deani Barbosa down, but Deani Barbosa got back up and she could have separated. There was a second time they clinched up. Silva pulls Barbosa down. So there was 2 takedowns. Karine Silva takes her down, winds up on her back, and that's where the triangle comes in. So she initiated the grappling the second time again. Like, she probably could have got up. She probably could have got up from that second one. She got up from the first one because the first one was off the leg, Silva catching the ankle. But she got up nicely off of that one. But then when they were in close quarters on the cage, Silva pulls her down. Okay, she pulled her down, and Barbosa's on top. So to me, she could either grappled with her or maybe stood back up. And standing back up probably would have been the best thing to me. Yeah, Easy said that's what I'm saying. If I went around that easily, I'm going for the kill the next. Right. If I know that's working for me and I'm picking my opponent apart, yeah. Robot said that's why I was saying I was high on Karine Silva's. I was high on both Silvas. Karine's a good fighter, just needs to work on some things, in my opinion. Yeah. Out of both Silvas, for me, I'm high. I was always higher on Natalia Silva. Y'all know that. Like, I was always higher on Natalia. I think Karine, like I said before, I think she needs more work. Like, her basics are good, but now that she's stepping up in competition, some girls are passing her. Like, she can be molded now. Like, she can be molded. I think Karine Silva could either go 2 ways. Like, she can become like an Amanda Nunes, if she's like nourished right, if the right strengths are put together, and if she's like built up in different ways that she didn't think she could be, as far as taking her to like a Tiger Muay Thai, or getting her a solid boxing coach. If she does a lot of that stuff, she could go that way, or she could be one-dimensional like Andrade. Like, she could either go Nunes style or Andrade style. It's her choice at this point. It's really her choice. Easy said the judges are not rewarding ground time like they used to. Back in the day, it was everything. Now the judges are looking more striker friendly if the wrestling isn't dominant. Right. Yeah, if you're just laying on somebody, but the person off the back is like hitting you in the face and in the jaw, like, that's what I think they're going to look at as like work. I think training fighting nerds will complete her. Yeah. It might. Now she's just getting started. Like, how long has she been with fighting nerds now? Is this her first fight with them or her second? Yeah, I was just about to say that. ATT is probably where she'll need to go. Like, ATT, if you want that level of humbling and butt whooping that's gonna bring the best out of you, you go over there. Shoot, my girl that's not even in the UFC yet, the Polish girl, she's over there now. I mean, she's been over there and she's working. Like, they haven't signed her yet. She lost to Fatima Klein. What is her name? I think her and Fatima Klein, they'll meet again one day, though. She needs to be in the UFC ASAP. I don't know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That's my girl, too. Yeah, here she is. Natasha Kutsatina. She's over at ATT. And yeah, she's like UFC ready to me. Like 9-1 and hasn't lost since that Fatima Klein fight, which was her second fight in her professional career. That was 2 years ago. But let me see. She won like 4 fights in 2023, 1, 2, 3, and 3 in 2024, and 2 in 2025. So, and she's like a judoka, a grappler, working on her striking. So she's low key coming back thing is, man, she's 36, so I don't know how long she'll have, man. Like the UFC need to go ahead and get their hands on this girl so we can go ahead and see her true ceiling, against some UFC quality opponents. Oh yeah, she beat Ashley Yoder too. Yeah, she beat Ashley Yoder a few months back. So I think they're kind of missing out, not really eyeballing this girl like that. Yeah, but she's an ATT. So yeah, Kareem Silva, go over there, man. Get your butt over there, girl. Go over to ATT and work on them hands. Cause them hands right now, man, after that fight, D plus. I'm not changing. D plus. Kareem Silva got she may edge that victory out. D plus though. I don't know. Dare I say it, man? Should I say this? What do y'all think, man? Are Casey O'Neal's hands better than Kareem Silva? They might be, right? They probably are. I think they might be. I think Kareem Silva's hand. Dang, that's saying something, right? Because I'll probably say this. I'm gonna be nice. Oh, what's up, BJ? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I think Casey O'Neal's hands are a C minus or a C plus. They're about a grade or a grade and a half a grade or a grade above Kareem Silva. That was D plus from Kareem. That was a D plus from Kareem for real. Easy said, can she afford ATT though? That pricing gets up there with them. That's the thing, yeah. Unless you know somebody, you better not be friends with Amanda though, because if you know Amanda, your price goes up double or triple. I don't know like the terms they left on. I'm just saying. I'm just being funny. Well, you know what? I mean, they helping they helping Kayla right now. So you better be on Kayla Harrison's good side. Maybe she can get you in there, but you better not be friends with Amanda right now because they're going or they might turn you away thinking you a spy. BJ said they ain't saying nothing. O'Neal has put in work and improved her stand up. Yeah, she has. She's improved. She improved her last couple fights. I won't say it like it's this huge upgrade now. I ain't gonna say it's like this huge upgrade because I mean she did lose 2 in a row, so hey, I'm being strict. I'm gonna give her some credit, but I ain't gonna make it like it's this Aaron Blanchfield type of situation. Like, Aaron's hands stand on better game though. But we just talking low level right now. We talking the lower level fighters here. I think Kareem Silva, man, she got a man, like she just need the right boxing coach because she still wants to submit. Or maybe even get somebody like Jason Perillo, Jason Perillo, he'll help her work on like closing distance and, getting better connection. Maybe he can work on her about getting to that point where she can start feeling comfortable on the inside, beating girls up and then taking them down. Cause you looking at the takedown too early. Like Barbosa was slamming that jab in her face, and then when she felt that jab, she tried to take her down, but Barbosa was like, "No, you gonna catch these. You can catch these straight jabs and straight right hands first." You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all tune in tomorrow at 7:30 because me and BJ are we're gonna run this fight back. I know we're on the opposite sides. I think Kareem won. He thinks Barbosa did enough to win, but it ain't no big argument thing because, like I said, if you gave Barbosa the fight, fine. I just didn't see it as like this blatant robbery to me. I think one had the fight going. I think one had the fight in her hands. That being Barbosa. I think she had the game plan. Barbosa had the clear game plan to shut this fight out, but she didn't stick to it. Kareem Silva, she was a little sneaky with hers. she was a little sneaky with her. She knew how to impress the judges, and that goes a long way. Now, it won't when you get up to fighting to a higher level. Now, when you start fighting the Manones and the Aarons and the Valentinas, if you even get there, oh no, judge won't be on your side there. Like, that's it. Now, yeah, Casey catches as much leather as she connects with him. That's her only problem. And being real, yeah, I agree with that. That's 100%. When she catches two, wait, when Casey O'Neill serves two, she gonna eat two. Right? That ain't my type of waiter. Like, no, you got to serve them. Casey O'Neill would make a bad waitress because she would serve you, but then she would eat too. No, like Casey O'Neill is like a bad waitress. She's gonna bring the food, but she's gonna sit down and eat with you. No, like, serve me, just serve it up and go, serve it up and move, reset. I don't know. That just came up in my head because I'm just saying that's what it is, right? Be Valentina, serve it up, keep it going, and you might get a nice tip. Yeah, it's fundamentals. It's fundamentals to the defensive side. The defensive side is a big part of it too. It's a big part of it too. I'm not just saying throw hands, but being able to slip is a big part of it. Being able to slip is a big part of it. Rose gets extra points from judges just because she's Rose. Oh man. Rose also gets paid more than dominant champions. Oh boy, Easy, he can't Easy can't put that away, man. He gonna keep bringing that up, that she banked more than Usman. she banked more than Usman that night. I mean, I don't see how, but I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her on that. But to me, it should have been matched or him on the increase. Oh boy, Casey is the waitress that will forget a couple of items you ordered. Oh boy, wow. He said she's the waitress that will forget you. Be like, you forgot my marinara sauce. This is spaghetti I'm having, but where's the marinara? You forgot my fork, Casey. Where's my spaghetti? This plate is empty, Casey. No, seriously though, man. I just think that when it comes to offense, Casey O'Neill wins that for sure. Offense and volume and range, yeah, that's good. But there's got to be a level of defense on her. Casey O'Neill, yeah, that's her big thing. It's just defense and avoid the shots. Kareem, man, she need to find the target. Kareem need to find the target. And I'm not saying that's not possible. That don't make her awful. That don't make her candidate to get cut right now either. Like, I'm just saying, like, Kareem just needs to find a target. Barbosa, her thing is, getting on her, getting in strategy mode, getting in that strategy mode. She just lost it. She just lost it. She lost the focus after the first round. Robot said Easy E Rose versus Carla isn't a 500K performance. It wasn't a 2K performance. I mean, I've seen rougher, challenging fights, in the flesh that may be taking place at fast food establishments, right? But of course, we don't want to see them fight nasty like that. But still, like, give us something. Give us something. Like, man, I would have settled for let me see. What was a good decision that I can't argue? Like, people can't argue, man. Like, trying to think of a championship fight that went the distance. Valentina Jennifer Maia, that was a good fight. Not every fight is going to be a stoppage, but at least, fight the challenge and, push through it. Like Valentina Jennifer Maia, that was a good fight. Okay. But that's just how it is, man. Like that's how I saw the fight, not a robbery. Okay, I'm looking now, and I'm just looking at something here. Yeah, yeah. If you had it either way, like I can't say. Um, Robot. Let me ask Robot. Who do you think won the fight, Robot? I know 2B said he thinks that. I know 2B and BJ. They think that Barbosa won the fight. Easy E, did you watch the fight? Who do you think won? I would have settled for Rose getting dumped on her head instead of that second Carla fight. That second Carla, I don't know what happened. I don't. I really don't. Okay, but if we talking jabs though, man. Let's cap this thing off, man. Let's talk about. I got a new one. I got a new picture to add. I got a new one to add to my collection. This is my favorite picture of 2025 so far. This is my favorite picture of 2025 so far. Not because I dislike Andrade or anything like that. No, it ain't like that. It's because of the connection. Because I'm a striking fan. All right, it's not being funny. I'm a striking fan. I like punches that land like this. Okay, that's why I rate this as my favorite picture of 2025 so far, because these are the kind of hands I'm looking for. These kind of strikes I'm looking for. If you're gonna stay on the feet, if you're gonna be working, you got to make stuff count. And Loopy was up in here putting some work in. Shout out to Loopy, man. Understanding her job, understanding what she needed to do. And that was to stick and move, stick that jab in Andrade's face every now and then, crack that left hook when Andrade steps in. Right? It's not that hard. It's not that hard to figure out. I understand though sometimes Andrade's pressure, it can be intimidating. So I understand that slowdown. That was kind of new to Loopy. But overall, I thought Loopy did a excellent job of boxing and just doing what the last couple of strikers did. I know she didn't have the knockout power, but still, like that was a good showing. It was a good fight. And again, man, this is just that hunger thing I'm talking about. That hunger from Loopy just exceeded the hunger of Andrade. Andrade was just there. Andrade just kind of full. She just is settled into who she is, and she'll just go in there and eat these kind of shots all day long. It's like it never dawns on her that if I take my head off the line and maybe dip to my left and come back with a left hook, I could hit Loopy. She's waiting for her opponent to get the shots off, and then she'll wait for her moment. But her moment might not come. And that's the thing, like Andrade needs like a excellent she needs a seasoned striking coach, a boxing coach that can help her develop those fundamentals, of adding like a slip or adding a hook to your slip, especially when you're closing the distance like that. You short and compact, you got to step in, dip to your left, come back with the left hook, like Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson. When you're dealing with a fighter like this, this size and stature, Andrade, you got to start working on your strengths. You got a solid core, you strong, get in there, get that body in there, wade your way in and put some power on the hooks. Start learning how to slip. But that just don't seem to really work, man. Like I don't get it. Like what you trying to do? Like take shots, give and take. It's the waitress thing, man. Like stop eating shots. Like serve them, just serve it up. But Andrade just doesn't read it that way. She'll just come and do what she do, and wait till her opponent slows down, and then she'll start hitting them. But again, that moment might not come because they might do what Loopy do, or you might get knocked out like Yan Xiaonan did, right? Yan Xiaonan didn't wait. She put that right here on the money and put Andrade down. Loopy had a patient game plan. I did appreciate that, though. Like, I like the jab. I like the left hook she was landing. Gave us a good clinic. And then the third round was just, some excitement. It was drama. Like, it was dramatic because the question was, is Loopy going to get stopped here? Like, is Loopy going to hang? Is she going to be able to withstand this punishment coming on? And shoot, she did. Yeah, this is my favorite picture right here. Well, it's either I like these shots, man, because they stop at the right time. They really capture the flow of a punch, right? Yeah, her style worked back then, but these girls are trained up now. Like, they're not falling for that. Yeah, right. Zero head movement. To be said, a slight detour away from WMMA, but did you as a striking fan find Hamzat's performance boring? No, I didn't. I actually didn't. I didn't find it boring. I enjoyed it. I mean, I picked Hamzat. I did. Not just because I was rooting for Hamzat, but I knew, to me, in my opinion, going off of his style and just how DDP is just so awkward, and DDP does like a little bit of everything, but none of it's really like wowed me, like even Izzy to me was on his way to beating him, but Izzy ain't no wrestler like that. Izzy gonna stand up and give DDP too much room and too much respect, but Hamzat, no respect, huge, big wrestler, cardio for days. I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, yeah, I would have liked to see some striking exchanges, but I liked it, just seeing the level of wrestling and, the transitions and the crucifix he was putting him in, just seeing him do those things. I thought it was impressive. Yeah, it wasn't boring to me. It was 5 rounds of like drama, like straight beat down too. Like, he wasn't just laying there. Like, I thought there was a lot of like fun in the fight, just seeing somebody break somebody's will. Granted, yeah, DDP never quit. Like, it wasn't like his corner stopped the fight or anything, but you could see he was beaten at some point. You could really see like Hamzat really just mauling and putting that work in. So I thought it was a good fight. I think Andrade still thinks it's 2013. Yeah, nah, it's not 2013 anymore. Them days have passed now. Like, you can't come in here with that same game plan. It worked before because these girls didn't know how to throw like that. Robot said, appreciate the show. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate y'all for coming through. This level of, to me, at this point, this level of stand-up game is unacceptable for Andrade to still be getting hit with these same punches and not knowing how to counter and just stepping into some of the most basic punches. Like, never learning how to get by a jab for Andrade is unacceptable because you're always in that same range, and that's how fighters are going to keep you back. At some point, you got to say, okay, how do I get on the inside? You don't just wait for your opponent to fall, or get tired. You got to start early, because if you don't, you fall behind. So, yeah, I just think that, yeah, like, that lack of hunger will ever, that lack of hunger, or, lack of wanting to change it won't change. Wanting to change is not something I see her really doing at this point. Maybe just going in there and maybe getting a few more fights. Yeah, I thought it was a good performance. I saw people dump on it too, but yeah, I was like, it was fine with me. G Frame said Andrade learned to throw a barrage of hooks to the body to get her opponent to drop her hands, and she decided she'll never need anything else. Yeah, like to me, that's just one of many. That's just one of many things that she needs. But her leg kicks are nice. Like that's what I'm saying too. Like where are the leg kicks? Like Loopy's not the most. That's just one of many things. Loopy's not the most fluid on the feet or mobile like that. Like she doesn't move around so much. She can move, but she's not really that hard to corner. So I was waiting for, Andrade to fire off like those leg kicks. Because the minute you take her legs away, Loopy's legs, she would have been more of a sitting target like early, like she was getting in the third round, but that never really came about. So I'm not high on Andrade sticking around if you can continue to just do things like that. Some people want to still see her stick around because they think she's entertaining, but I don't know. I think she needed to cap it off with one more fight with her and Rose at 125, and to me, that's it. That's it. Loopy might have taken her top 5 or top 6 spot, So with that, I don't really see her banging on no many more fights. Andrade versus Palostri. I mean, yeah, that would be more entertaining. That's all that's there for at this point. And it might be another fight that would give her false confidence because I could see her maybe winning that fight. Because I think Palostri is tough and good, really solid, but I don't know if Palostri got the same IQ as like Loopy do with these punches. Loopy was taking steps back. Palostri takes steps forward, and that kind of plays in the Andrade style a little bit more. But if y'all want to take it there, shoot. That's what Palostri there for, to get ranked right. So let's see if Palostri can evolve. Because Julia Palostri, I like her, but her style plays more into Andrade's than Loopy's did. Because yeah, she'll box and move, whereas Palostri, she gonna come forward. Kind of like how Mackenzie Dern did. Mackenzie Dern started coming forward and put herself right in the fire zone. So that's not much for Andrade to figure out. Yes, exactly what he did. Just when you think Andrade gonna be done, she knocks somebody out and she'll save her career. I don't know, man. Andrade, man, she can continue to bag those type of fights, and they'll keep her just enough afloat. Just enough afloat. So yeah, I guess Loopy could get a Yan Janan fight now, right? She could get that fight if they don't go ahead and schedule Jillian Robertson. But what's up with this? I got to go back and watch this. I got to go back and watch the Dern Godinez fight. Like, was Loopy really robbed in that fight? I hear a lot of people saying Loopy was robbed in this fight. Like, was Loopy robbed in the Dern fight? Should I go back and watch this fight? I mean, it's not a question. I can watch it. Like, I'm just saying, like, was it a robbery? Like, I hear people say Loopy got robbed. Like, was she getting beat up by Dern? Or was Dern beating her? Was she beating Dern up like that? Let me see. I ain't about to do no round by round right now. I'm just saying, like, I might have to watch it on my own time to see what happened. Robot said Dern clearly won. And yeah, Dern put in work. Okay. Yeah, he said Dern put in work on Loopy, but Loopy fought a good fight. Yeah, I'll go back and watch it because that was my understanding. The first time I watched it, I thought that, yeah, Dern won the fight. I thought that was more of a level that was her style that she could beat. I don't remember making a big stink about it because if I did, I would have been thinking about it like the Verna and Dern fight. It wasn't on my mind like that. So if it wasn't on my mind like the Dern and Verna Jandaroba fight, then it was not a robbery. It probably wasn't no robbery then. Because you know me, I'm gonna argue that fight. I thought Verna beat Dern, but yeah, this one here, I'll probably just go back and watch it on my own time. I ain't gonna do no round by round because it was probably just a situation where there were some close moments, but Loopy just didn't have the experience. People were hating on Dern. Were they? Were they? I thought this fight. Wait a minute. Easy said they were hating on Dern back then. Wait, they were hating on her around this point. This wasn't that long ago, right? They were hating on Dern during this period. I mean, this was after the Andrade knockout. Like, I didn't know people were hating on her at this point. This was just last year. Is that what y'all talking about? Y'all are saying this is the height of the Dern hate? This was just last year. I thought she got more hate like a few years ago. I thought maybe people just thought Loopy won the fight, but yeah, this was just August 3rd, 2024. Yeah, she's coming off of this fight. This was her fight to break her losing streak to Andrade and Lemos. So I don't know, maybe it was a hate thing or what. I didn't know. I guess I missed something in 2024. I didn't know people were mad at her last year like that. But yeah, I'll check it out. I'll see what it is. But yeah, it was a pretty decent weekend of fights. PFL, they started it off. They kicked it off. Liz Carmouche came in with that big fight and Velasquez too. But yeah, man, it's just like I said, look, there's two ways to go, even though no matter how old you get, man. Some of these fighters, they just gotta keep growing. They gotta keep growing, man. They just gotta stay hungry. Like, it's really dangerous, man, to continue to fight and not be hungry, because you come in comfortable and full. It's just a dangerous thing. Let's just put it that way. Like, if you don't think there's room for you to grow, or if you come in looking the same, it's gonna be a downfall. It's gonna be a downfall. And I think Liz, she's fighter of the week, right? Liz Carmouche got to be fighter of the week here. I mean, she performer. We might have to start doing that, right? When there's enough WMMA fights around, like, Liz will be performer of the week on this show. Performer of the week is Liz Carmouche because she's still doing her thing. The fight of the week is going to go to Loopy and Andrade, though. All right, that'll go to Loopy and Andrade for sure. Nah, I ain't gonna do no disappointment. I did enough grading of the hands already, right? Some people think that's harsh, but it's just the truth. It is just the truth, man. I just do not want to see some of these fighters go in there and keep getting beaten up, man. It's got to be some growth. There's got to be some hunger, man. Everybody got to go in there and fight and to win, or at least try, or at least show some adjustments, like you trying. Andrade just seemed full. Liz is hungry. Big difference. Who do I got? Bud or Canelo? Early look, I'll look at Canelo. Excuse me, Bud. I'm gonna probably go with Bud in that fight. I think Bud just needs to be more of a defensive fighter that can hit and move and, put his combinations together. Anybody with some decent footwork can beat Canelo and, good solid combinations. The only downfall I could see is maybe the physicality being a problem. But I don't know, man. I think Bud's got it on lock when it comes to strength. Like, I don't see him like knocking Canelo out or anything like that. I think the only times you could see Canelo really get stopped was when he fought Bivol, who I picked to beat Canelo, and if he ever came across Beterbiev or somebody like that. But I see Bud probably winning the decision. To be said, fighter and fight of the week for WMMA would be a great weekly video. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll probably do that. Yeah, every time like there's a good weekend, of course, sometimes they'll be lacking because I think there's a card coming up that doesn't have any WMMA fights. Matter of fact, this weekend. Yeah, that's this weekend coming up. We don't have any UFC Fight Night 257. Johnny Walker and who's that? Zhang Miang, Brian Ortega and Aljamain Sterling, Pavlovich and Acosta. Yeah, you ain't got any WMMA fights on this next card. The next one's going to be Sam Hughes and Shauna Bannon, and that's it. So yeah, that'll be something I'll do every week for sure if there's good fights too. But dang, yeah, there ain't none. Actually, UFC ain't got none scheduled as far as women fights. I don't think we're gonna see any big women fights till UFC Noche now, man. That's crazy. Easy said Dern still had a lot of haters last year. Dern is pretty much just now becoming a favorite. Oh, I guess so. I guess so. I was never really like a Dern hater. I just didn't like her lack of discipline in the beginning, like missing weight. And I thought getting some gift decisions because people were thirsty. But I actually, it's crazy. Like now that it usually works that way. Like now, some people are hating on Dakota. I like Dakota. And when people thought I hated Dern, they like Dern. But now that people hate Dern, I like Dern. But I like her now because she's evolving as a fighter. She's been looking great on the scale and she's been improving. People always do that though. Like I gotta get to know you first. Like BJ said, the only reason I'm gonna wake up at 3 a.m. is to see Hubbard fight. He going back to sleep. Is that what time that card is this weekend? Is it a 3-8? It's one of those cards, right? It's like that Gabby Fernandez and Wayne Cohn fight card. Oh yeah, 3 a.m. Whew. I'll probably be up though because I'm a night person anyway. But Friday, I don't know, no. Like I might actually go to bed early on purpose. I don't know, no. Like maybe if they had like a couple of WMMA fights on that card, I probably would stay up. The last one I was at work. The last one I was actually working. That last one they did with what was her name? Shi Ming and yeah, that Shi Ming fight. I was working that night. But this one I'm off, but I don't think I'm gonna be up for this. Was Dern really faking an accent? I never really paid attention to that. Probably. I seen. I'll just say I've seen some videos like 10 years ago, and she didn't really sound like that. Like she sounded like 10 years ago, like back in 2011 when I first seen her just on the jiu-jitsu scene. Because I seen her like way back, like before she was an MMA fighter. I was following her as a BJJ artist, and back then she just sounded like a regular American girl, for real. Like 2007, 2000, not 2007, but like 2011, 2012. Yeah. Before she even thinking about being an MMA fighter, when I saw her, she just sound, like she was from California or something. But when I started hearing that accent in the UFC, I was like, huh? Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I probably won't. I probably won't. I'll be definitely, yeah, I'll be sleeping probably. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here. But yeah, I'll probably do that, man. Yeah, we'll do a fight of the night, we'll do fight of the week and fighter of the week coming forward. But yeah, y'all tune in tomorrow at like 7:30 p.m. We'll do this round by round for Barbosa and Silva, and talk about some other stuff too. And yeah, we'll do that on the mashup tomorrow. I know whatever we got to talk about there is gonna be popping. see what we got. We'll do that round by round, and then whatever BJ has on his mind, we can talk about some other WMMA stuff. I heard Eileen Perez is calling people out. Eileen Perez is bashing Norma Dumont's resume. She says she ain't fought no top 10. She said she ain't fought no top 5 fighters. She's like, I fought more more top 15 fighters than her. Eileen Perez is putting Norma Dumont on blast. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We got to talk about that. Eileen Perez, she going in. Not a fan really like that, but start talking trash. Well, she trying to say Norma's avoiding her. I don't believe that. I don't believe Norma's avoiding her. She could make an argument about the resume, though, because, I mean, Norma just started making 135, like, what, 2 years ago? She was fighting at featherweight mostly. That's true. But that wasn't really her fault. They wanted her to fight at featherweight. But yeah, Eileen Perez is more the bantamweight. But she missed weight too, though. Perez missed weight too, so she might as well be quiet. Didn't Perez miss weight? Yeah, she's promoting. Yeah, I give her that. Keep on talking. Keep on talking. Perez just wanted. Oh no, please, none of that. Please don't do that. Norma better make sure she win. Exactly. Perez fought at 145 too, so she better keep her mouth shut. Yep. I remember. Yeah. We gotta go back to doing that. What we gonna do? That Eileen Perez Twitter of the. I don't have Twitter like that, so I just keep forgetting. We got to do the Twitter of the show. Oh man, I don't get on Twitter like that. That's why I was just like, because she always got something coming. Oh yeah. She called out Rocky and Pena. I say make it, man. I say they make that Pena fight. Yeah, we gotta maybe talk about that fight. Pena versus Perez. That'd be interesting. Oh man, yeah. If they two beasts, I don't even want to imagine that, man. They're gonna be some simps. Oh man, they're gonna be some YouTube shorts all over YouTube. You're gonna see a bunch of shorts all over YouTube. That's all you're gonna see, man. To be easy said, yeah. I mean, there's truth to that. He said they need to reopen 145 because these girls just can't stop eating. I mean, it's not offensive because it's not necessarily calling somebody fat, but it's just telling the truth as far as like the lifestyle. Some people don't want to cut out certain things because the opposite was there. The opposite is there because Kayla Harrison said, hey, to make 135, she got to go hard and she got to cut sweets out. So if Kayla being honest and truthful and saying, I got to cut these sweets out, that's telling you that maybe some of these other fighters ain't cutting certain things out, right? Just being honest, like she had to cut a lot of stuff out. Cutting those things out they were necessary. So if she's being honest about that, imagine what other fighters ain't cutting out. Like maybe they don't want to run as much. See Macy Chiasson, she was running. Like maybe other girls don't want to run as hard. That's why they miss weight. Because Macy was having to run 30 miles a week to get down to bantamweight. So maybe it just ain't food. Maybe some of them want to stop running or stop adding extra workouts to their to their training plan. So it's a mixture of two things, the nutrition thing, the extra workouts that kind of hinder actual sparring and technical work. It's crazy like that, man. It's crazy, but that's the thing, man. Like, yeah. To be said, if Kayla can do 135, it can be done. Yeah, and she's all muscle. She's all muscle, so it can be done. Because I see people now that aren't even fighters, but when they cut certain things out of their diet, they be dropping pounds drastically. And that's the thing. People want a magic pill. They don't realize, like, to lose this weight, you have to drop certain things. Now, I know there are there are certain things that, you can't stop, but I've watched people, man. I've watched people, where there was like, all right, when I took this out of my diet, 7 pounds came off, 8 pounds came off with ease. And it is hard. I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna make it sound like it's easy. I'm just saying, like, as a, looking at the fighter lifestyle, if that's what they want, that's what they have to do. Yeah, carbs, a lot of the processed stuff. Yeah, bad fats. Because, yeah, you can still have your good fats, but put your good fats with your proteins and, have your complex carbs and so on. But if you focus on a lot of heavy sugar and stuff, that stuff will do it. Yeah, like, easy. I'm not one to knock. Like, I definitely, like, never put a woman's weight on blast. I definitely the type to disrespect a woman's body as far as, whatever she going through, or even like question the woman's weight or anything like that. But when we talking fights, you in the same category as men now. Just like sparring, I might not hit you in the face as hard, but if you put that headgear on, you about to take some blows. So you're gonna take some verbal truth as well. I mean, you're gonna take some verbal blows as well. Like, some of the stuff might seem harsh, but it's coming from a place of truth, right? That's all it is. Like, it's not name calling. It's just saying, okay, well, if you're doing what men do, and you might have a harder time than losing weight, well, maybe if you do this, this, and this, it might work out better for you, you know? Or if you don't, then these are the results. What do they always say? Equal rights, equal lefts. So on this on this subject is equal rights, equal lefts. I mean, but I do know that it is a little harder as women to lose the weight. But as a fighter, if you commit to a weight class, 135, 145, whatever it is, you're gonna do what you need to do to get it. And Kayla, she's showing you that it can be done. Holly's done it. Might hurt, but it starts with a lifestyle, not just like a drastic weight cut leading up to a fight. It's a lifestyle, a year-round lifestyle. It has to be something you live 365 days, not just when fight camp comes around. To be said, why do you believe the people who make more money than us more than likely haven't thought of getting rid of weight cuts, basically by forcing promotions to weigh fighters directly before the event? Why do you believe the people who make more money than us? I don't know. That's something I have to think on. That's a good question. I have to think on that. Let me put that question there. I'll probably get you an answer maybe tomorrow, two beats. When I really think on that. Easy said, I've lost 20 pounds in 2 months numerous times by cutting out the bad fats and carbs. You can also find a nutritionist to work with you so it won't be such a pain. Right. Oh, like an hour before? I don't know. Like an hour before? I don't understand. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make any sense sometimes when you think of their logic with stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah. But on that note, y'all, went a little over. I was gonna be on an hour and a half, but hour and 40. Appreciate y'all coming through though. So I had like 15, 20 people. So I guess some people just be listening. Appreciate y'all though. Hit that like and subscribe. For some of y'all that are just listening, hit that like button. But I appreciate y'all. Good conversation. And yeah, we'll be on tomorrow. Do some talking. I got this week off too, so I'm gonna be open, open, and I'll be around on the channel. And yeah, on that note, we don't have nothing going on. We don't got nothing going on. I'm just double checking. Let me see. Easy, so I like to stay between 180, 200. Anything above is too big. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, especially if you're taller, like you kind of got to kind of go by your height and everything. So yeah, you don't want to push it. Or some guys don't want to go under. I know a guy, he like, oh, I don't want to be 170, 180. He's like, he wants to stay around 190. So I understand. Like me, man, I don't mind where I'm at. Like I enjoy it as a runner. I enjoy it. And I don't want to put any more on now because I'd be afraid to lose. I'd be afraid it's going to be hard to lose, even though it's not. Like if I just stick to what I'm doing now, man, I'm a Devin Haney weight right now, man. I'm a 135, 145, like a Terrence Crawford weight, 147. Fighting weight. I'm not a blown up weight. I'm around a fighting weight all the time. 140, 147, 145. Shoot, even 140 right now. So Easy got like 60 plus, 80 plus. No, 60, yeah, 60, 40 pounds on me, yeah. Shoot, yeah. Still at that weight from 10 years ago. But all right, I am locking this thing down, shutting this off. Easy said you can lose weight by sugar and carb cutting with no exercise. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I think that's what keeps me low and easier to my weight all the time now. Like is no sugar. Like most sugar I'll do is just in fruit, but and maybe some jellies and stuff like that. But yeah, soda, man. Like that used to be my thing back in the day, but I cut soda down to like once a month, and now like I don't even really have the taste for it anymore. And now that I just see like how soda makes people body break down, I'm like, wow, how was I drinking that stuff for a long time? To be said, I'll probably have to cut flyweight or bandweight to be competitive based on my size. I could actually do featherweight year round. I could do featherweight year round. I would probably actually have to put on 2 pounds to do featherweight, or I could drop 8 and do bantamweight. I could get in right now and be a featherweight. BJ can't put a soda to his lips. Yeah, like I used to. Like I'll drink one every now and then just for the taste. Like I don't even drink anymore. I don't even drink alcohol, nothing no more. Like I haven't drank alcohol in like 2 years. But yeah, soda I might do like once, like a Pepsi. Just because it's like a nostalgic thing, like a Dr. Pepper or Pepsi, like once out of the blue moon now, once a month, just because I used to like the taste. But even then, like it don't even like it's not even for satisfaction. So I don't even do it. Like I'm a water and a black coffee person. That's it. And a smoothie. Water and black coffee. That's it. Those are my main drinks. Like a black coffee maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but water, every day. Yeah, ginger ale is good. Ginger ale is a good soda. I'll do the carbonate. What is it? Carbonated water. Just because it kind of settles you. Like carbonated water, club soda. That's it. But yeah, I haven't touched. I haven't drank. I haven't had any. I haven't touched a beer or alcohol now since 2023, and I don't really want it either. Like, I just don't want it no more. But yeah, taking sugar out. Yeah, smoothies are good. Yeah, smoothies are a good substitute because The only sugar I put in a smoothie, don't buy a smoothie. That's the thing, two B's. This is a tip for all y'all. Like, make your own smoothie. Make your own smoothie from Whole Foods. I might have to start doing some videos like that, right? Make your own smoothie from Whole Foods. No, 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 not from Whole Foods, not the store Whole Foods, but from Whole Foods, like fruits, nuts, and seeds. The only sugar you need if you want a sweetener is a banana. Put a semi-ripe banana in there, and that's the only sugar I get from a smoothie. Like, I use like almonds and almonds and seeds. I use all zero sugar. I use this cacao powder, zero sugar. It's really bitter, but once you put it with a banana, it complements the taste. I don't even use dairy milk. I just use oat milk made from oats and water. So once you put all that in there, your sugar intake is just whatever the banana is, and your body is made to process the sugar from a banana. It's not like that refined sugar, that ultra processed food with that nasty type of sugar. Your body's made to process like the oranges and grapes and stuff like that. So yeah, BJ said make your own smoothie. You got to make your own. Don't go to like a smoothie shop. That thing got more sugar than a Dr. Pepper. If you go to like those smoothie shops, they got more sugar than a Coke, Dr. Pepper in there, almost like 40 grams of sugar. You make one with a banana, you might have one with just like 7 or 4, which ain't bad because your body will process it, like I said. But yeah, I just make a good one. Like, y'all hear me on here sometime. That's why I be drinking on. I just drink on that, and that'll keep me satisfied for about 10 to 12 hours. Uh, and fasting's another thing too, man. Like, fasting's another thing. Intermittent fasting, even for a fighter, you can do it as long as you eat the right things. Your body will feed off that right energy and feed off that fat in your body. So as I get older too, I just don't like to eat as much. I don't know about how y'all feel. Like, as I get older, I just don't like to eat a lot of food now. Like, I don't like that full feeling. Like, I eat when I want to eat. I love food. Don't get me wrong. I love food, but I like to cook and stuff. But I just don't like to eat just to eat. Like, I always have on my mind what I want to do and what I want to fix and what tastes good. Like, I think of stuff like that, but I don't really like to just eat and force myself just because I'm thinking about it. Y'all should definitely try monk fruit as a sweetener. In my opinion, it's the greatest and healthiest. Okay, let me put that to the side. Monk fruit. Basics, yeah, that looks good. Monk fruit looks good. Um, Blueberries are good though. Blueberries are good. I love blueberries and cherries though. Yeah, fruit has all the sugar you need. That's why you just can eat as much as you want, not blow up. Yeah, and that fiber. Yeah, as I get older, you need that fiber. Let's just put it that way. You need that fiber too as you get older. Yeah, I'll eat twice a day easy when I'm running. Like when I got heavy runs. Like I'm gonna run tomorrow. I'm gonna do a long run tomorrow, and that's the day I'll probably eat twice, just because I need to replenish. But like a day when I'm off right now, I ate a I had a smoothie today, and some whole grain bread. I might eat something now just to prepare me for tomorrow. But yeah, like I don't really focus on the 3 meals a day and even two like that. Like I'll just eat when I know I need to eat, and that's been working out way better for me. It works out way better. You don't need to eat just because they say you need to eat. Your body will tell you. But on that note, yeah, to be said, the organic kind that just has monk fruit could cause some runoff or something else. But the one that has organic monk fruit is the healthiest option. Okay. Yeah, getting all your calories too, like in a certain window is good. Yeah, so having that big meal is good because then when you do that, that gives you that energy for the rest of the day. And yeah, if you want a snack, make sure it's something that ain't gonna be tearing you down or make you crash. Like stuff that's gonna give you that sugar crash. That's why I keep them bags of cherries now because I was like, oh man, like I should have been doing this back in the day. Like before, you was a kid or you was in your 20s, you might be snacking on some M&Ms or something. Like, man, I can't even eat M&Ms anymore, man. I don't want that. But I got a like bag of cherries to the side. I'll just wash 5 or 6 of them things and eat some cherries. Man, cherries are good too, man. I don't know what I was missing for like the past 7, 8 years. When I started eating them things, because my mom used to love cherries. I was like, man, when we was eating them things, I was like, man, these are good. Psh, I eat them. I eat them more than strawberries. Actually, like people love strawberries, but I was like, cherries kind of make strawberries look overrated. I mean, strawberries are good in my smoothie, but in oatmeal. But I might take a bowl of cherries over strawberries now any day. Oh yeah, and blueberries. Like I say, yeah, blueberries, oatmeal. I'll eat some blueberries for breakfast. Nectarines. Like I think my two big fruits I love now are nectarines and strawberry. I mean, nectarines and cherries though. I bought a bag of dates, 2 beats. I still haven't ate them though. Like I want to just try eating one and see how that settles me, because they can be high in sugar, but they're not as bad. But yeah, I got some dates. I need to eat one though. I still haven't eaten, and those things kill cravings too, from my understanding. So yeah, but yeah, man. I know we get sidetracked. That's a good conversation, though. I mean, we might need to do that more. I mean, I appreciate y'all's tips. I mean, we kind of all on the same page, man. Y'all keeping me hip. Hope I am keeping y'all hip on some health stuff, though. But yeah, definitely love my fruit, man. But yeah, let me get up off of here, y'all. We'll do this tomorrow. And on that note, yeah, I'm gonna see if I might eat a little something tonight, and then that'll be it for me. Catch y'all at 7:30 tomorrow. Hit that like and subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I am out. Peace.